There's two types of people in this world, those that do and those that don't. Which one are you? Good afternoon. Hope everybody doing well. Hope everybody out there grinding, going for their passion, going for their dream, not stopping till you get it. No matter what people say or no matter what people do, whatever you feel that it is, you get it. That's it. I was thinking, I was sitting there, cleaning the house, doing some things around the house, things I'm supposed to do. And it came across my mind that I notice a lot of times in life, we reward people to do things they're supposed to do. And that's just something extra. It's not something that is mandatory. And I realize a lot of times when we try to get people to do things, the way that we persuade them is by putting a reward for it. And that's not how life works. You can't put something in front of people and say, hey, I know you're supposed to do this, but here's something extra to do what you're supposed to do. And that's not how the real world works. That's not how life really works in general. Yes, I know in organizations you do get like benefits. Yes, I know sometimes you get bonuses or commissions and stuff like that. But basic things that people are supposed to do shouldn't necessarily have a reward behind it, because we have to have that real talk with people and say, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Here's the reality of what happens if you don't do X, Y, Z. If you don't do X, Y, Z, for instance, your job. If you don't do X, Y, Z on your job, the things that are require you to do when you got hired, then the things can happen is you can lose hours. Things that can happen is you can get fired. You can get suspended without pay. These are things that can happen if you don't do the things you're supposed to do. And a lot of times I know we do with, our children. Sometimes we do it with other people. Hey, you do this, I give you that. No. Do this because you're supposed to do this. Folks need that tough love. We have a lot of people in society now that are not necessarily getting the tough love that a lot of us got back in the day. And I know a lot of us say, oh man, well, we had a rough or we had a hard. But every generation has their own definition of what is hard. Every generation have their own definition of what's the struggle. It's just different generation after generation. There is no set one standard for what is hard for one. For instance, we could say back in the day, if you didn't work, you didn't eat. New generation it's a necessity. It's supposed to happen automatically. How we can say when we had dial-up, that was hard. Now the kids nowadays say, well, if I don't have enough Wi-Fi, it's bad for them. So every generation and every measure of struggle is measured differently by each generation, by each individual. So giving folks tough love is nothing wrong with that. Tell people what you expect of them, and then hold them to that expectation, hold them to that standard. Don't say, oh, well, I need you to do this. If you do this, I'll give you a little extra money. No, go do this because this is what you're supposed to do. Because when you get in the real world, nobody gonna say, hey, please. They're gonna replace you. They're gonna find somebody else to do what you're supposed to do, or things that you said you were gonna do that you didn't do. So getting rewards are not mandatory for things you're supposed to do. It's been times when I was younger and I was like, man, my parents like, hey, you gotta clean up the bathroom. Hey, you gotta go clean the dishes. These are things I'm supposed to do on a regular basis. Regardless if it's daily, weekly, whatever the prescribed time frame to do these events were. So of course you'd be like, man, it'd be nice, man. They pay me to do this, but those are things I'm supposed to do. Now, when you do things that require some type of monetary, some type of money, then yes, you get benefits from those. But the necessary things that you need to do in life, for instance, like homework, regardless if it's high school or college, nobody should have to pay you to do homework. That is the stuff that you learn, and that's the stuff that you need to do necessary to graduate school. That is the thing to help you move forward. Those are things that's going to help you learn when you put that time in. That's the things that you have to do. I shouldn't have to bribe you. That's basically what I see it as, to accomplish the things that you're supposed to do. Yes. Can you incentivize things? Sometimes, yes. But when you incentivize things so long, it becomes the norm for people. Well, I'm not going to do this, unless I get this or unless I get that. And what made me think about it, like every day my daughter come home from school and Every day she wants snacks. She wants candy. She wants junk food every day. She wants that over food. Just her. You know, and then we got to a point where it's just like, we just cut it off. We made it just like one time a week, you know, because it's not a necessity. It's not mandatory. It was just something extra. And these are things that have to be taught at the children, at the youngest age, all the way up to some adults. Because some adults won't move unless you give them something. Hey, you want to come out with me? Nah. Oh, hey, I get your lunch with you today. Oh, I can make it. So what changed? You know, I asked you earlier, you said no, you couldn't make it. Now I say I buy you lunch, or I take you out to get you something, or something that you can make it. Why do I have to put an incentive behind it for you to come out and go do things or hang out with me or XYZ, whatever it's going to be? So kind of, you know, look at these things and see, are you moved by rewards all the time? Do things have to be incentivized for you to actually make it an effort to move forward? Or are you just a naturally go-getter, you know, to do things happen? You know, or are you the one doing rewards for everything for your child? And I understand. I do. I got 4 kids, so I totally understand. We always say we want our kids to have better than what we have. But the most valuable things that we can teach our kids are, you know, characteristics, you know, valuing things, appreciating things. You know, I read somewhere on a quote, it was like, it's not give them everything you have, but give them, you know, the knowledge and the love that you have. Something along those lines, not verbatim, but it was a meme I seen. And so it's not like these things are harsh, because in my perspective, this is just me. Some people may feel the same way, may not. But in my perspective is, for kids, the thing is, what we're doing is we're raising them to be able to live without us one day, to be self-sufficient, to survive in life and society, and not to sugarcoat or to hide or to keep them away from society, to teach them how to strive and become successful and do great things in the world. That's how I see things. But everybody's definition is totally different. There's no right or wrong answer, because the way people raise their kids is just differently. It is what it is, you know? So can't nobody say, oh, what you doing is wrong, because it's not their child. They can make suggestions, give advice, but what you feel works for your child is what works. But I just don't think that she has to be rewarded for doing mandatory things all the time. I just don't. I think that sets up a lot of people in the future, because they feel obligated. They feel a self of entitlement to necessary things when it's not the key. It's not the point, you know? So I charge each and every one of you, you know, just kind of look around and see, are you one of the folks that's moved by incentives for everything, rewarded for everything? Are you doing that for your child, for everything? You know, and if you feel that, you know, some things that you may feel that you may want to change, it's cool. Everything I'm saying is just some advice and things that I see and how I feel in life. This is not the end all be all type of thing. This is not, this, if you do this, guarantee this is going to help your child or help you out. No, these are just things that how I feel and how I see things in life. That's what these things are. And I just like to share those with people, because people share a lot of advice and information stuff with me. So I just love to give back and pay it forward to help other people as well. All right. So once again, for all the folks that follow me, I want to say thank you for taking your time for following me. Thank you for those that share my posts. If you're watching this, I just ask you to, you know, go down and click the button, to like my page, comment. You know, if you got some stories, share it. Because like I said, we all here to learn from each other. You know, there's no one way standard to do life. If it was, we all have that manual and reading it. And that's just not how it is. All right. So I hope everybody have a great weekend. All right. And I'll catch y'all next time. There's 2 types of people in this world. Those that do and those that don't. Which one are you?